All right, now we're going to get to a part that I think a lot of people dread, which is writing your profile overview. It's understandable. It can seem like, what am I supposed to put in there? And I'm confused, and et cetera. And that's why I think a lot of you are using ChatGPT to create these things for you. And that's okay, because I'm going to give you a ChatGPT prompt that will help you create up a better sounding and looking Upwork profile. But before we get into all that, I do want to take a look at some existing profiles out there. And one group in particular, I really like to see how they position themselves, which is email marketing people. Now, in email marketing, the principles of direct response copywriting and layout and a whole bunch of other things come to mind. So usually email marketers tend to be people who are very adept at creating engaging copy out there. So I always like to see how they position themselves. So one of the things that I love about some of these is the fact that they actually are writing 2 lines that get me engaged. Are you finding a challenge to generate leads and boost sales through your email marketing? Well, don't let your efforts go to waste. Let me assist you. I always love this. Like, if you have this problem, I can help you do it. I always think those are so much better than when you're seeing people like, I have 10 years of experience in solving deliverability issues. Okay, that's great. You have the 10 years of experience, but how does that help me? In other words, hey, you want to improve your email deliverability? I'm an expert that can help you. I think that would be so much better out there. So I always like looking at these different ways that copywriters who should be skilled in direct response, how they position themselves out there. So let's go ahead and take a look at Esther right here. So Esther, some things I really like. I love the profile picture, big smiling face, love that. She's obviously got some good work experience. And when I'm looking at her actual profile, I noticed that the first 7 lines, which are the most important, they do a really good job kind of setting up, why I should go ahead and hire her. But then I think it starts to fall apart down here. So I would give this maybe a B minus, an A on the front line. I think that's just rock solid. But I think there's ways that we can make this a little bit more visually interesting, a little bit more succinct, and not feel like I'm, have to read a whole bunch of stuff to understand what she's about. Because remember, clients are reviewing, potentially hundreds of different freelancers at a time, and they want to quickly be able to look at your profile and say, yep, that person has what I need. Let me talk to them. Let me invite them. So how do we improve this? Even though she's done, I think, a great job up front. Okay. I know that some of you are using ChatGPT, and I've got a prompt that will help you. So let's bounce over into ChatGPT. Okay, now we're in ChatGPT, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the prompt that you see below and actually put it in here, and then just walk you through at a high level why it's structured the way it is and what you need to put into it. Okay, so we're giving ChatGPT some clear instructions on what we want it to do, and we're asking it to follow this guideline. This is my personal preference on a guideline. Always strong opening paragraph, talk about how you can help the client testimonials, social proof, always important, and then a clear call to action, and then all of your skills below that. If you've ever sat through a workshop with me, this is almost verbatim how I look at every profile. What can you do? How can you help? Does anybody like you? Call me, everything else afterwards. I use this all the time, and I was created up this prompt based on those guidelines. And then we tell it what steps we want it to do, including the fact that we want it to use sparingly, but we want it to use emojis and other Unicode characters to call things out. Then we get the output format so that we can tell it what we want it to actually output, and we're giving it an example. So if you don't like the way this example is, feel free to change it, but by all means, include an example of what you want the output to be. All right, so we've given it kind of an example, and now it's time to put the actual profile there. So let's go back up here to Esther, and let's go in and let's grab her existing one right now. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that. That looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to replace this, and I'm just going to pop it in there. Okay, now let's go ahead and run it. All righty, let's see what's happening. So we'll come down here, lots and lots of instructions, and boom, up we come. Are you struggling with low open rates or poor conversations in your email marketing? Notice that it's in bold. I actually think that's a good thing. I think you should use Unicode bold to write things out. Well, let's change that. I specialize in creating tailored email marketing strategies, etc. My experience ranges from this. Here's how I can help you. Not bad. Client testimonials. Awesome. Let's get started. Yes. And then here's all of my skills and experience and keywords. Now, maybe you don't like that. Maybe you want to rewrite that. Well, that's fine. Just tell GPT to rewrite. Boom. So there you go. So you notice it just took a similar style approach, but it just changed some of the wording, changed some of the things out there. And this is, I think, kind of the benefit of when you're using ChatGPT to write your profile overview, meaning I think it is a starting point. You are the editor of this. So if you don't like the output, streamline it, give it different instructions. You can even say, make this shorter. And boom, it'll go through and it'll make it shorter, right? So it'll be much more succinct to what you want it to do. And that's why I kind of like this. And more importantly, look how skimmable it is, okay? Look, really quickly, you're struggling with old emails. Here's how I can help you. Here's where my services are. People love me. Let's get started. Here's some keywords about this. Again, really nice and concise. So if I'm looking at hundreds of them, I can quickly see, does this person have the skills, etc. Now, this is where, again, you want to play with this. You want to tweak it. You want to edit it. But luckily, the prompt below should help you get started.